But why do border disputes often escalate into wars? It's a question that has puzzled historians and political analysts for centuries. Borders are more than just lines on a map. They represent sovereignty, control, and often a nation's identity. When these lines are contested, it can lead to a cascade of events that spiral into full-blown conflict. Let's look at one historical example from the 19th century. The period between 1830 and 1846 was a time of significant upheaval and transformation in North America. The seeds of conflict were sown in the fertile grounds of political ambition, territorial expansion, and national pride. In 1830, Mexico was fresh out of a revolution, a young nation trying to find its footing in a world dominated by colonial powers. The revolution had been a hard-fought battle, and the scars were still fresh. Having gained independence from Spain in 1821. This newfound independence was a source of immense pride, but also brought with it a host of challenges. The fledgling nation was rife with internal divisions and external threats. But things were far from stable. The Mexican government struggled to maintain control over its vast and diverse territories. Economic instability and social unrest were rampant, making governance a daunting task. They faced internal rebellions, lacked funds, and were constantly on the brink of financial collapse. The threat of another Spanish invasion loomed large, casting a shadow over the nation's future, and even feared Spain might invade again from Cuba. This fear was not unfounded, as Spain had a vested interest in reclaiming its lost territories and reasserting its dominance in the region. Meanwhile, the United States was in full expansion mode, driven by the ideology of manifest destiny. This belief held that the US was destined to expand across the North American continent, spreading its values and way of life, gobbling up Native American lands and the Louisiana Territory. The westward push was relentless, fueled by a combination of economic opportunity, land hunger, and a sense of divine mission. Texas threw a wrench in the works by declaring independence from Mexico in 1836. The Texas Revolution was a pivotal moment, setting the stage for future conflicts between the US and Mexico. The US hesitated to annex Texas because of political divisions over slavery. The issue of whether new territories should be slave or free states was a contentious one, threatening to tear the nation apart. Mexico warned that annexing Texas would be a declaration of war. The Mexican government was adamant that Texas was still part of its territory, and any attempt to annex it would be met with military force. But things changed after James K. Polk was elected in 1844. Polk was a staunch advocate of expansionism, and his election marked a turning point in US-Mexico relations. With a bold promise to annex Texas and